So the newest Shudder film dropped yesterday, and we watched it. Oh man, this is gonna be a pretty short review. Bad Things, not to be confused with the Christian Slater film. Very Bad Things.
But this is actually a bad thing. This film is a bad thing.
This was rough. This was rough for sure. And yeah. Anyway, so this synopsis. Whoa.
I don't even know
what's this movie about? There's four girls.
Yeah.
Girlfriends. There's a lot of like romance drama in this, which is fine. That's not the problem. There's four girls who go to this hotel that one of their parents owns, the main character, to like hang out and things like. Honestly, the plot is.
I think what has happened is the lead character's father passed away, and in his will left this hotel that he owned to her. And she's estranged from her mother, who is like...
Played by Molly Ringwald, by the way.
Yeah, who's like a big real estate tycoon, or like... Something. She's like a public speaker in some sense.
Something.
And they go to this hotel because the main girl's girlfriend is trying to convince her to keep the hotel, not to sell it, because she's taking hospitality classes and she wants to keep it. So they go here, and yeah, that's I think how I would describe it.
So I think the thing I would want to say most about this movie, and no, this has literally zero to do with the fact this has two trans people in it, for anyone who might try to make that claim, we didn't like it because of this or that. I could give literally two fucks about anything like that. I don't. Anyway, moving on from that. The thing that I definitely want to address with this type of film. So when you have these kind of like ambiguous, films that are trying to go for more symbolic or metaphorical things, those are always going to be dependent on if you're interested enough to dissect them.
Yeah. Right?
And with this film, it's all sorts of that kind of stuff where it's a total, WTF film. The whole time you're sitting there like, what is going on? What the hell is going on? And in certain films, that can be wonderful because you're intrigued and you're really liking how it's going, whether it's the atmosphere, or the characters, or the dialogue, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's resonating with you in one way or another, and you're like, man, I really like this film enough to dissect it and try to understand the symbolisms, the metaphors, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, I couldn't be more uninterested in anything going on in this film. I did not find it intriguing. I didn't find it interesting. I didn't like the characters. Everything felt flat, uninteresting. There was like a lot of like Shining homages in here that I was like, okay, like you saw The Shining. It didn't do anything for me in that regard. So if this is going to be one of those types of movies where people are like, well, you just didn't get it, that's why you don't like it, that's fine. I guess I didn't like it enough to get
it, but I was very confused. That was my main feeling in the film. There's some elements that I liked of it. Like I did like the vibe that was going on with the hotel. But I do think it was really flat, like you said. I think I kind of got this like Wes Anderson vibe with how they were talking as well, where it's like the dialogue just felt inorganic and like stylized, which, normally I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with, but because I was also very confused with the plot, it just kind of made it extra confusing. I felt like the way they were talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it just was not a good film for us.
No, this is definitely top 3 worst of the year for me. Yeah. This was a slog.
It was hard to get through.
Weirdly, this actually went by super fast. Even though it was like an hour and a half movie, it actually kind of flew by, which is really rare when a film like this happens. I usually, when I'm not liking it, it feels 10 times longer.
Sure.
But I remember being like, we're already halfway done with this. And I was like, nothing's happened.
Yeah.
Right? There's some moments of like kind of cool horror elements that are there that are like, okay, that's kind of cool
Yeah.
ish, but you just so don't care. That's how I was the whole time.
Yeah.
I really could not buy into anything. I don't think anyone's particularly bad in the movie or anything. I'm not like saying it has bad
not
acting
really
or
the
anything.
acting, yeah.
Because the main girl I know from the show Glow, and in this she's totally fine. Everybody in this is totally fine. All the actresses are totally fine. It's not really them. It's the story.
Yeah.
It's how it's told.
Yeah.
It's so underdeveloped in its premise to me that it feels like a half-baked idea that is purposely being like avant-garde just to feel artsy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
very art house.
what are we even saying here? And as I said, this is going to be one of those things. I could definitely see a review being like, you guys are transphobic, or you guys just don't get it, and you're stupid. And it's like, you can think whatever you want. I'm neither of those things. And I really, really did not like this movie. But I watched the whole fucking thing.
You did.
And I made a video on it. And I'm not going to bash it that hard.
Yeah.
I'm just not recommending it.
Yeah.
It currently holds like a 3.6 on IMDb. And I think that's totally fair.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the guy who's like, oh, come on. That's really low. Not this time.
Yeah. It's not a recommendation.
No, not unless you want to watch four women sitting in a hotel room and just kind of talking about pretty much nothing, and there being like this cheating relationship going on, and people kind of questioning what they think they're seeing during this romantic drama. But that all could work totally fine. Sure. It's just that I found 100% of the dialogue to be insanely uninteresting.
Yes, yeah.
Because it never felt like it was going anywhere or that we were really learning much. Yeah. The only thing that I really knew about the main character is that she had a weird relationship with her mom and that she has a problem with cheating on a girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah,
and other than that, I just feel like I know literally nothing about anybody else, even though with a dialogue heavy film.
Yeah, you would think.
All that is character development. I mean, that's the whole point of dialogue is character development. So you get like 90 minutes of like probably 99%. So like it's a 90-minute movie, probably 88 minutes of it is dialogue.
Yeah.
And 87 minutes and 30 seconds of that, I felt like I learned nothing about the characters, and nothing I heard was like, oh, that's interesting dialogue, that made me laugh, or that was an interesting perspective, or oh, that gave me a deeper understanding of who I'm watching, or their goals, aspirations, desires.
Yeah, no,
nothing. Yeah. I just kind of sat there the whole time going, okay, I'm just kind of watching. It felt like watching, and maybe this is what they're going for, because I know they're kind of going for that, like, they're definitely going for the art style, the art house type vibe. But if the intention was to just make it feel like filming four girls talking about whatever randomly they talk about throughout the day,
then it worked.
Then you'd perfect. Yeah. But that's not interesting in a film, right?
No.
We purposely take the most interesting dialogue and we put it in the film because we're there to be entertained.
Yeah.
This is like the most uninteresting dialogue I've listened to in a long time.
Yeah.
So, no, not for us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's that. Perfect timing. My kids just got here, and beyond not a recommendation. Yeah. Shudder. I don't know what happened with this one, but there you go. All right, and can't win them all.
You can't. Bye.